The G's. Excuse me. The G said it's time. It's time to bear the intolerable. You hear me? It is. I'm trying to see what time it is, y'all. 12:37 a.m. September 29th. 25. I just saw on the timer. You done had quite a mental journey. The G's are saying it's gonna be easier than what it is that you think. Okay? Don't be so stiff. They said you stiff as a board. You already done took that L. You done drew too many conclusions. You done had a long ass voyage, okay? Finding yourself in a spiritual pickle, the G's is saying, alright? Searching for some truth. 20 years then went by for some of you, and your heart has not hardened anymore. It has softened, okay? The latest disappointment, all right, kind of stunk up the atmosphere. Seriously, the G's are saying, okay? It's necessary that you accept the impossible. That you say to yourself, God damn it, it's impossible for me to fail because it's easier, is what I've been hearing. It's easier than what you think it is, okay? You really never talked it over seriously, whoever this message is for. Homeward bound for you, buddy, is what the G's are saying, okay? Somebody homesick, alright? It hasn't been tolerable. So tolerance, alright? Tolerance. What can you do without? Who can you do without? Did you listen to the message? 222 I'm seeing on the timer. You got to do your homework first. Okay? Something about, electric boogaloo. Line dancing, okay? Electricity, voltage, your heart chakra. Excuse me. Somebody already sold their wild oats. They've been, excuse me. They've been complaining about how rough the road is, though, alright? Mixing oil with water and peeling back the layers of these onions, alright? And like, damn. It's like a Tootsie Roll. What's up with all these dances, alright? Something about you both riding home in your automobile, but one of y'all bagging on about that driveway with totes and suitcases, and ain't no complaining, okay? The heart has hardened to the situationship, alright? And softened to the impossible. Buzz Lightyear, okay? It's not rocket science. Getting to the grind, alright? Rising and grinding. Rising to the occasion and polishing up your tool is what the G's are saying, okay? It was already spoken over a meal. The next part of this message, okay? I'm seeing cherries, alright? Y'all remember that little video snippet of Usher feeding that woman cherries? They said that it ruined her relationship, alright? Somebody's physical ability to, have a romantic relationship is soon meeting its demise, all right? I'm seeing it's going to be a lot of people mourning this goober slot or this goober, all right? Peeling back the layers. The love of life, the love of a lifetime. Life, and these cherries. Life not being a bowl of cherries, a bowl of chocolates, a box of chocolates, all right? Motherfuckers thinking about these white sheets, alright? Somebody got a scar on their face, alright? They a warrior out here too, okay? But they inspired by somebody else's difficulty to play nicely in this matrix, alright? They're in a freaking spiritual pickle, is what the G's are saying, okay? This person don't know that they are karmic, y'all. You hear me? This person don't know that they are karmic. And they don't know that that's all that they've been attracting in their adult life is karmics, alright? There's been so many beautiful opportunities that's been presented to this person, okay? I don't know if this is you, soul gang, or if this is someone that you're dealing with in this matrix who is always out here trying to dominate somebody, okay? Trying to make sure that weekly that their eyes are wide-eyed and open to a rough road. Very sophisticatedly though, okay? This person on this shit brick road, and they been on this shit brick road taking chances, and they talking about they ain't never losing out in these motherfucking streets, okay? But they been peeling back the layers, and they almost getting to the end, and they not really at the highest point of festivity, but at some point in time they should to come up off their brain, or they about to, and they get into the end, alright? Is this the end? I'm seeing 5 men, big and tall. Somebody shop at the big and tall store, okay? Over dinner, over a meal, eating, chopping, drinking, and smoking. They feel like they got a victory, or they done triumphed, okay? And it's a man's mother asking him, or who have asked him, where is he going, or where he's been, okay? Where have you been? Trading places, alright? Hanging downtown. Hanging downtown for a party, alright? For a party is what the G's are saying. It's a third party, y'all, okay? It's been some third party interference that's trying to dominate somebody else's energy, okay? And a lot of it has been returned to the sender, but what's far too important to complain about now is how somebody is trying to preserve themselves from decaying out here, okay? It's called preserving your life and telling the truth. Somebody was out here grinding, and the conditions of these sons of bitches is what the Jesus saying is the gun. Why we keep picking up on these messages? Somebody has already ruined their physical ability to run, to get little out here, and it's somebody that you believe in, okay? Somebody believe in somebody who then strutted in and who then caused a player who was down on his luck, okay, when it comes to the funds and shit, to make some poor judgment and to set the stage to be indispensable, okay? I see five of them, y'all. 5 of them, okay? Leaping for joy on this shit brick road. On this shit brick road. Hold on. On this shit brick road, okay? Fire signs. Then pulled them up. Then pulled them on over is what the G's is saying. Somebody down by the seashore, scared of their shadow. scared of their shadow. So listen, I heard every day somebody is inspired to fuck somebody's life up to be damned by not telling the truth, okay? It's a whole bunch of third parties, y'all. And weekly, somebody with some big brown eyes, okay? I mean, somebody could have played high school football, all right? And they remind you what Al Bundy is what the G's is saying, okay? Your ancestors already pulled your coattail to this person, okay? This person been riding your coattail for real is what I just heard. This person left out a water sign is what the G's is saying. I wouldn't be surprised if that popped up. This person left out a water sign, okay? We just saw that fire energy. So it's a possible Pisces, Cancer, and a Scorpio who waiting for a new model to come out, all right? You hear me? They waiting on a new model to come out. I'm hearing something when it comes to changing bed linens and somebody who feels like they're living in someone's shadow too, okay? You gotta listen to what it is that they saying. They jealous. They feel like, all these men is what I'm hearing. It's a condition of what it is that they can be patient about and what it is that they will tolerate and what they felt like a motherfucker wasn't going to expect. So they felt froggish and they leaped. Somebody has found themselves in a spiritual pickle is what the G's is saying. I just heard mug pie, gremlin. Somebody is animated weekly too, okay? One week they want to be sophisticated, down by law. Next week they want to be, a part-time sucker or part-time thug, all right? Then the next week they want to be polished, all right? But they always fretful about something. And something really did happen, but they plan for, they plan for something else to happen is what I'm hearing, okay? You already done drew some conclusions, though, okay? I just heard something about the movie Four Brothers, too. It's somebody who just popped back up on the scene. You hear me? Somebody just popped back up on the scene, and I'm hearing, it's the shots that they calling, all right? It's the shots that they call, and somebody got big eyes, and it's a man's mother who's asking him where he's going. Okay? He could have just moved back in with his mother. That don't have to. That's for somebody, okay? Hard times. Hard knock life, all right? And bored, and ain't got shit to do. And everybody falling through because they didn't fell back through the block, all right? They didn't fell back through the block. Somebody made an enemy, though. Cross-watching. And they know you going home. Or they know you about to go home. The eagle done landed, okay? Auntie said something is what the G's is saying. Auntie said something. Auntie couldn't keep her mouth closed. Who taught themselves to read tarot? All right? I'm seeing something between a woman and her friends, all right? Just can't believe anything. Somebody aiming high, though. They aiming their guns high, too. Somebody a pistolier on this shit brick road. Look. Somebody trying to harden your heart. They trying to harden what has softened in you so you can question yourself, all right? So you can go back to this shit brick road. But look, something about raising kids, all right? Something about raising the kids. Something about raising the kids, all right? Regaining some control is something that you're sleeping on. Waste not, want not is what the Jesus is saying, okay? Waste not, want not. Unfamiliar road, this skid road, this shit brick road, and you in the dark about something is what the Jesus is saying. Fire energy, water energy is hidden in plain sight all year is what the Jesus is saying. All year. And you're going to be disappointed. But what a day. What a day. What a day. Erica Badu is what the Jesus is saying. Somebody's name could be Erica, alright? But I'm hearing is how you gonna deliver it. It's how you gonna write it, alright? Sophistication. I'm hearing too that somebody has also been wondering what is the reason for it all right? What is the reason for it all? What actually is the reason? Why is it necessary for them to be on the premises, okay? And somebody is compromising with the hardness is what I'm hearing. And the hardness is that goober is what the Jesus is saying. So it was already some love language that was spoken between this man who wants to take his brother's widow's hand in marriage, okay? And if they weren't married, they got kids together, they was together. I'm hearing, the children could be like in their 20s or something. It could be all girls too, all right? So listen, something about the telephone, all right? And the arrogance of somebody taking the courage to do this. Family ain't on it. The last names could be Stevenson's or somebody's name is Stevenson, all right? And I'm seeing, somebody shorthanding a text, all right? ILY. So look, somebody who was being substituted in this tribe, okay? And being a hypocrite about cheating, about money, and about a person who remembering this love language and how it impacted somebody to overwork themselves, okay? And kind of like charge something to the game when it comes to somebody's first name, all right? In a spiritual pickle, but somebody is your spiritual hero too, okay? From the old days, when y'all was going to the penny candy store or something like that, okay? It's like people frequently forget that you are already connected, okay? Yeah, that you already have some divine knowledge, all right? And the only thing that you are interested in is how someone is feeling like, kind of like wicked. Don't like the way they looking at somebody, okay? Oddly. Like they a decadent treat, like they a tasty treat or something, alright? So when it comes to the truth, I'm hearing it's kind of like, a school layaway plan. School clothes layaway plan, okay? When it comes to somebody's underwear, too. And how this player is, feeling like the ball has never been in his court. When it comes to some computer history and the oath, it feels like, you know, he already took this oath. Somebody is observing something like it's something that's oblong, all right? Somebody's head is oblong. That's how it's shaped, okay? And right about this time, I'm hearing when it comes to a party or like some, yeah, a party, y'all, and somebody remembering this party, and it only took one day. It only took one day to undertake somebody. It could have been like the kids party and shit, okay? And somebody was offended because of this he say she say shit, and somebody remembering it, all right? Who is this water sign and who is this fire sign is what the G's are saying, okay? Somebody like has some red undertones in their skin is what I'm hearing. Walking in their shadows. Walking in somebody's shadows. Walking in his brother's shadows, okay? Feeling like they overlooked, okay? It's a telephone bill, a telephone call, the electricity bill or something, okay? It's a link to somebody's prayers and a dagger in somebody's back, okay? The ultimate betrayal, some money, and somebody covered in body paint. Somebody covered in body paint, okay? Somebody arrogant because of their connections, okay? Look, somebody arrogant because of their connections and they're electing themselves. They trying to maneuver around somebody doing a U-turn. Somebody kind of like in their old age and they trying to race somebody on the street is what I'm hearing, okay? Trying to make it rain too, okay? So, when it comes to this brother, all right? I'm hearing when it comes to this brother, it's like the youth looks up to this brother, okay? Hold on. Yeah, he popular. Potty mouth, okay? In his own universe too, all right? And he's something like Dirt Diggler. He two-faced it, but so is this tackhead, y'all. I'm hearing something about not only, the cultural differences, but did somebody travel to Russia? Or a Russian eatery or somewhere, okay? I heard something about, these prayers too, all right? On earth as it is in heaven. For heaven's sake, people is to open up the gates of heaven and to have the universe work at their will, I suppose, okay? For some ailments and for some money and for love, okay? Somebody has been writing a narrative, okay? And it's kind of like they've been prostituting themselves out, is what Jesus saying. Let's see what's good, y'all. Look, they've been trying to prostitute themselves out. They've had some personal counseling, though, okay? That then kind of, ripen them for this spiritual joke, okay? It's a consequence, is what Jesus is saying. And it's something that they knew beforehand that they already perpetuated, okay? Something they knew beforehand that they already perpetuated. because they were salty and they just wanted to come up. They were salty and they just wanted to come up, all right? I'm seeing somebody as a chicken shit, all right? They're ass kisser too. They precise with their words, especially when they amongst when they with these groups, okay? Different groups, okay? It's something that's past tense when it comes to a pregnancy and a virgin, all right? This is not a contest. And the laws of the universe cannot be annulled, is what the G's are saying, but that marriage can, okay? That marriage can. That marriage can be annulled. On behalf of whoever it is that's preaching to you, is what I'm hearing too. All right, it's a lot of theatrics. All right, somebody got a lap dog and they drinking, some good